Israel, oh, where is the ark? Israel, Israel, oh, where is the ark? It should be in Shiloh, where it rested still but powerful. You took it to the battle, and now it has been taken. Oh, Israel, oh, Israel, oh, where is the ark? The Ark of the Covenant represented God's promise to Israel that he would bless them. It represented the Holy of Holies, and that was the place in the temple where the Spirit of God dwelt. The Philistines, well, they have touched the ark, and they stole it from God's people because they didn't stand up strong against the enemy. And now the ark has been stolen. Oh, and let's look at what is happening in our story now, and we'll see what our God will do. They took the ark into the house of their God, their idol God. But you know, he didn't stay there very long, because they kept coming in and their idol was every day broken into pieces. And God smote the people there, and they shook their heads with despair and fear, and they cried, what shall we do with the ark? And they sent it to the next place, and destruction followed. And they sent it to another, and the destruction followed them. Oh, Israel, Israel, where is your ark? Israel, Israel, oh, where is the ark? It should be at Shiloh, where it rested still but powerful. You took it into the battle, and now the enemy has taken it, but they want to give it back because they're afraid of what's happening. Israel, where is the ark? Israel, where is the ark? Now this story started. The Philistines were arrayed against Israel, and the people sent to Shiloh to bring the Ark of the Covenant that was there. And when it entered into the camp, all Israel shouted with such a great shout that the Philistines were afraid when they heard it. They said, why have they shouted? They answered, because the Ark of the Covenant was with him, and they shook in fear. And 1 Samuel chapter 4 verses 7 and 8 say they were afraid. They said, God has come into our camp. These are the gods that smote the Egyptians in the wilderness. You see, they were so used to serving so many gods, and those gods didn't help them a bit, that they couldn't see that this was the one true God that they were facing. But they did know he was powerful, and they knew what he had done to the Egyptians in the wilderness when the Red Sea parted and let God's people walk through, and it crashed in and covered up the Egyptian army. They knew about what God could do, and they were so afraid. They knew that the wrath of God was coming upon them because they had touched something holy. They had touched the ark. They had messed up God's promises to his people. And this is important because I'm gonna put it in today's term here in just a little bit. But they gave the ark back. They had such problems and they had such disasters in their life, and that they knew that they had bumped up against the wrong thing, and they gave it back. They gave the ark back to God's people. Oh, Israel, Israel, oh, where is the ark? Oh, Israel, where is the ark? You should be resting in Shiloh, where it's rested still but powerful. You took it to the battle, and now it has been taken. Israel, Israel, oh, where is your ark? Oh, oh, where is your ark? Oh, where is your ark? Now I tell you, the enemy got it, and they cried this: oh, what shall we do with the ark? We got to send it away. We got to return it to God's people. We will send it away. We're going to send it back to where it belongs. And they gave it back. They were afraid to keep it any longer. 1 Samuel 7:3 tells us something that the people of God did. The prophet of God spoke to the house of Israel. And he said, if you do return to the Lord with all your heart, and put away the strange gods, and you prepare your heart to the Lord, and you serve him only, you will overcome your enemy, and God's glory over his house, and the ark will come home. You know, there was another battle with the Philistines, and it didn't turn out like the first one, because this time they won, and they had peace for many, many years. Israel, oh, where is the ark? Oh, Israel, Israel, oh, where is the ark? It's resting safe in Shiloh, where it's resting still but powerful. You took it to the battle, and this time it stayed at home. Oh, Israel, you've got the ark. Oh, Israel, you've got the ark. Israel, you've got the ark. Now I'm going to put it in today's world. The enemy, it's stolen the ark. It stepped into God's plans, just like it did with Israel. And God has allowed it, 'cause he's getting ready to rise up and show his might, just like he did against the Philistines. Just keep watching for him to rise in all his glory. And when he does, the enemy, they'll cry out with fear. Oh, what have we done? What have we done? They'll cry out. We've got to give it back. We've got to give it back. We've touched something that God has said that we could not have. And we are in fear. We're in fear of our very lives. And they will be. They'll be in fear for their very lives. They'll be losing their minds. And they'll be suffering the wrath of God, just like the Philistines on those days. And they're going to cry out, we'll let it go. We're going to cry, they're going to cry out, give it back, send it home, let it go. Just wait and see what God's going to do. America, America, oh, where is the ark? America, America, oh, where is the ark? It is gonna rest in Shiloh, and it'll be still, and it'll be powerful. We took it to the battle, and now it's been taken, but it's gonna come back home. America, America, oh, where is the ark? America, oh, where is the ark? It's on its way home. We can rest assured in God's promises. The enemy is going to give it back. God's going to do a work. And when he does this work, we're all going to stand in awe and amazed. And we'll know that our God has taken our part. America, oh, where is the ark? It's coming home. America, where is the ark? God, let us return to you. Let us stop serving these strange gods that we've been serving for so long. Let us serve you so that you have your mercy on us. Have your mercy on us, God. Return your promises. Return to us your glory. God, send home the ark. God, send home the ark. Oh God, send home the ark. Thank you, God. God, we praise you and we lift you up. You are mighty and you will do a great work on our behalf. God, we thank you and we praise you.